I do have I have a couple of things up top I want to talk about. Do you want to just start the old intro first, and then we'll get started?
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 7 of Up and Buff. And this week we're going to be talking about this is going to get old so fast. Episode 7 of season 1 of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, entitled Angel. And this is one that David's been waiting for since the beginning.
Yes, I have.
Yeah, the beginning of time.
It's been 84 years.
I owe you
Blowjob.
Good night, Cecile.
no, I owe you a thank you.
What
because I was having a little bit of a difficult weekend with a bit of mental health for no reason. That's sometimes how mental health works. And I phoned Tony because I didn't know. Because actually, we were supposed to record the podcast a couple of days ago, and he's been so lovely and so patient because I've been kind of shy trying to get on the podcast, and I feel a whole lot better because when I spoke to Tony, he said, "Oh, all these amazingly, I know you're hating this because you hate the nice things.
It's not my fault you're like in love with me or something."
All these lovely, like very astute things that made me think about things, and I think prevented me from going into a bit of a depression. So I thank you very much for that. I love you and thank you.
You're welcome. And that was the opposite of what I was trying to get to happen.
He's trying to kill you.
You failed well. And 3, do you know what these are?
Anal beads?
Maracas. Of some ball maracas.
Yeah. Would you think they were love balls?
They do look a bit like love balls, except there's not enough of them.
Right, right, okay. So I was looking after my nibblings this weekend.
Oh, yes.
Looking after my nieces and nephews. Niece and nephews, because one of them's 21. And my sister got home from New York. Long story short, left a load of crap in the house. My nephew, my youngest one, Robbie, he was seeing these. And he's like, "What are they?" And I was like, "They're shakers. They're little shakers I got when I bought a djembe. They gave me these for free."
Anal beads?
Do you want them? Yeah, no problem. That's it. As innocent as that. Katrina texts me, or on the phone to me. Hey, you've left some stuff here in the house. I was like, right, okay, I have a day, so I'll call and get it in a couple of days. Shall I top here? Right. Some other stuff and love balls.
Anal beads?
And then the great thing is, right? She's trying to be like cool sets to be all like,
yeah,
maybe no. I then, knowing full and well what would make her the worst feeling in the world, I go, "What are love balls?" And she was like, doesn't matter. And I was like, "No, please explain to me what love balls are."
What the heck is a rim job?
And it's went on for ages. And then I had to say, "Do you want to give him a wee shake there?" And then all I could hear down the phone was like, "The shakers, you creep."
You creep.
So is that why she called you Rattlesnake?
That's how she called me Rattlesnake. It's like, "What the fuck you think?" Then I was continuing just to slab at her because I went to work or something, and then I went and had a gig, and then when I came out of the gig, I was still so melted that she would think that her brother would, yeah. So, and she's gonna love the fact that this is on the podcast.
You're internet famous.
Yeah, I don't know if many other people will have clocked it because it was also so seamless. That clip of Christina Aguilera that had her face on it. It was. Did you notice that?
No.
The dirty clip is Katrina's face.
No fucking way.
Yeah, you go. I'm gonna highlight it in your WhatsApp because now that I've told you that, you're gonna be like, "What the actual fuck?"
Oh my god.
Give me some room. Coming through.
That's so subtle. You're a creep.
You little creep.
Before we get to the previously voice, I have a problem. In each generation, there's a Slayer, and that guy at the start of every show.
In every generation, there is a chosen one. She alone will stand against the vampires, the demons, and the forces of darkness. She is the Slayer.
Now, was that before or after the previously voice?
I think it's before.
You're dead wrong.
it does my head in every time because his voice
In
isn't
every
really like.
generation, there was a chosen one.
But it's not like that. It's whinier. It's like in every generation, there's a chosen one. It's like that. It doesn't sound.
In
maybe I'm
every
being ridiculous about it.
generation. Oh, it's a bit more like this.
Yes.
In every
yes.
generation, there's a chosen one. She
Ugh.
alone will stand against the vampires, the
I
demons,
hate it.
and the forces of darkness. She is the Slayer.
How long does that go on for? Please tell us that every fucking episode.
No, it's only season 1.
All right, okay, thank God. I hate that. It's like I know it's episode 7. If I haven't got it to this point, then when am I ever going to get it?
He doesn't get it.
Right, so we'll just delve deep into it.
Let's go. I didn't make a single note, so I'm hoping I remember what the hell happened.
Oh no. Okay, well I made loads of notes. I was just going to apologize for the sound issues in the last episode because I was having more problems with my microphone than Eric Menendez in court. So I thought it was quite good.
Oh, it was very good.
But yeah, we start with
Dark.
the Anointed One and he's chucking rocks into a pool of blood,
Lovely, like your old pastime.
as you do. That's what we used to do at the Olympia. And Darla comes in and she tells the master that Buffy has killed a vampire called Zachary.
Zachary. Sorry,
like-
I don't know why.
killed Zachary.
And basically Darla wants to kill Buffy.
Let me do it, Master. Let me kill her for you.
So the master says to Darla, no, I don't want you to kill Buffy. Instead, I'm just going to send these random 3 ugly bastards.
Yes, right. Where's the jeopardy? This is my first sort of issue with these 3 ugly fuckers, right? They were like trying to crack that it was basically the fucking 3 amigos coming out. They're not 3 amigos. Who's 3 people that are really good? I don't know, but like they're
Destiny's
supposed to be the
Child.
best.
Cleopatra.
Coming at you. That's very neat. What was I talking? Fucking yeah, no, no jeopardy.
Yeah.
I didn't think that they.
Yeah.
They weren't that dangerous.
Yeah,
Seemed a bit easy.
well, we'll get there.
All right, okay.
The master just tells Darla that he wants to send those 3 bastards in to kill her. I honestly remember when I was watching this, I think of them as being such a bigger part of this episode. But maybe it's just because they seem kind of threatening because it's the first kind of vampire Buffy's ran away from.
Oh yeah, okay. I never thought about that.
But we'll also get to that because what we really should be talking about is the fumigation party at the Bronze. I love it. Yeah, I love that it's just like they have a fumigation party where they basically give this exposition of like how they're going to close the Bronze down for a few days so they can fumigate like all the cockroaches and stuff.
But is this so? But what is the reason for them closing the Bronze? What's the plot reason? Is it so that all the teenagers are out in the streets?
It's an annual tradition. The closing of the Bronze for a few days to nuke the cockroaches.
What's the point in this plot?
So that Buffy can fight Darla and Angel there later, and there's a reason why it's closed.
Oh, right, okay. For ages I was like, what's the point in this being closed? I don't understand. And then it reopened, and I'm like, I don't get why they did that.
I also don't know why they felt like they needed. I mean, I guess it's a good little comedic thing because you get a couple of good jokes,
Bit of detail.
but there's no real need for the fight to happen at the Bronze. It could have really happened anywhere, but we'll get to that fight later. I love that Buffy's like sitting spaced out thinking about Angel. This is like the second episode that started with her having such a woe is me, Angel's never around, we can't be boyfriend and girlfriend conversation.
For us to have a conversation about a guy, there'd have to be a guy for us to have a conversation about.
But I just love that like when she talks about him, she really like lights up. There's something I love watching her like in this early stage of her fancying him because it's so cute.
When he is around, it's like the lights dim everywhere else. You know how it's like that with some guys?
Oh yeah.
It's very believable high school romance. It's just very good. It's just really good.
Xander's dancing, if you can call it dancing. I don't know what the fuck that is when he's doing a Chandler basically. And I wrote here, Cordelia looks banging. I don't know if you remember her, but she looked so good. Although we get some of Xander's trademark toxic masculinity when he says to her,
You know, hey, I don't know what everyone's talking about. That outfit doesn't make you look like a hooker.
I just really wish the slogans were better.
yeah. It's funny because it's like the way it's presented and how it's delivered is like comedic and fun, and you can go with it. But when you really think about what's happening, it does really kind of show. I bet this is just like what Joss Whedon was like, thinking this is like, this is funny. I
Yeah.
hit this guy's girlfriend, and then I called this other girl a hooker. Ha ha ha. Buffy's wearing a crochet top, which I'm mega into because if anyone knows me, they know I love crocheting. And this was the first of 2 crochet pieces I noticed in this episode.
You're recently gay.
You hear off screen like Willow slap a shoe down, and then she holds up her shoe and it's got like a dead squished cockroach on it, and she's like, "Want a free drink?"
Oh yes, I did. I like that. I got a laugh out of me. I loved to listen to that one.
Buffy's been an absolute mad sad sack, so she's away to see her doctor to get some Xanax. She's just like, I'm gonna go home. I do think it's weird that none of them, because to me it just doesn't feel like real life when you leave a place where people want to be like, okay, see you later, bye, see you tomorrow, okay, bye, see you later. She's just like, I'm gonna go, and then she just like leaves, and they don't say anything.
It's just that, yeah, stage left, exit.
Yeah.
Because it takes about, as everyone knows, it takes about 25 minutes to leave anywhere.
Yeah.
So by the time you do your kisses and goodbyes and your shit,
Well, that's why we invented the Irish goodbye.
this is it.
Yeah.
Although
Also,
I think is it not called the French goodbye and the British? I think every nation has a calls
Oh, really?
something. I think so.
Well, we
It'd
started
be
it.
like how the food turkey is named after different countries based on different countries. So we call it turkey, but I think in Greece they call it like Finland, and I think somewhere else they call it something else.
No, you're lying.
Google it.
Like the bird turkey?
I think
But
it's
that's
because
the
we
name
call
of
it
the
after
bird?
Yeah, it's the name that we gave it. The English gave it, but it's a different name and different. Oh, this does sound made up, doesn't it?
I hope you've made that up.
See, yeah, I was right. So loads of places call it the Indian bird because it's named after a type of bird, and then the French call it the galopula, which is Egyptian rooster.
Oh.
And then there's the Arabic call it the Roman rooster, and then the Palestinians call it the dik habash, which is the Ethiopian rooster, and the Egyptians call it the Greek rooster. So they all call it like a different thing based on different countries.
Look at you making stuff up, but look at making it look like you're reading off your phone. Yeah. Oh,
like-
yeah. In Antarctica, they call it long neck penguin.
Yes. It says here on my phone.
Are you eating Cheez-Its?
No, I got them for Kira. I don't really like them. They stink it, but
Oh,
Kira.
no,
got them
I
for
like
Kira.
Cheez-Its. Great, there goes sponsorship.
Fuck
Now
them,
time for a
stink.
message from our sponsors. When I'm on my period,
Oh, can we not be the two fat fellas talking about periods like every other fucking two wannabe comedians? Although, do we want to be comedians?
no, because I'm already a comedian. I'm not want to be anything.
If you wanna be my lover, you gotta make it last forever.
Where are we in the show?
Yes, so basically, Buffy's all sad and she leaves the bronze. And this is where we see that Angel is being a little bit of a creeper and he's spying on Buffy. Why doesn't he just
Yes.
go? Why doesn't he talk to her? But I guess that would be dramatic. And then Buffy's walking home. I think it's one of the only times we really see someone like walking home. I know that sounds weird.
Yeah, you don't see the street.
You just never
very
really
often.
see Buffy walking around, like
Yeah,
doing stuff without a reason. Like
yeah.
Buffy's walking home. And we get an appearance of the iconic baby blue leather coat that does come back again. This is an iconic Buffy outfit that I absolutely love. And I love that she's just like, it's late, I'm tired, and I don't want to play games. Because she can
All
smell
the stats.
because she can smell something behind her. Imagine if you were just like that walking home, literally be like, I'm late, it's tired, and I don't want to. Oh, sorry, excuse me. Sounds fun to walk back.
I know, but have you ever had that problem where you're like walking somewhere and it's dark and it's late and there's
Yep.
a girl in front
And you're
of you?
tired and you don't want to play games.
Yeah, and then you just keep walking and keep following her. No, and you're trying to do the thing you're trying not to make, trying to be like, I'm safe, I'm not gonna. So I just stop, which is weirder.
Oh, see, now I go, oh, girl, I love your outfit. So they know you're gay and not a threat.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
Not that they're gonna steal their outfit. What am I talking about? Go ahead.
It's just like, you know what it's like when someone's
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
walking
yeah.
behind you and you can, Like,
No,
calm the fuck-
totally. I'm
calm the
overthinking it. I'm
fuck down.
overthinking it.
So the three pop up.
Yeah.
So this is it. What do
Three
you call-
least scariest looking vampires I've ever seen.
Yeah,
in
Beyonce, Kelly, and Michelle jump out, and they absolutely try to trail her out of Buffy. And I love this fight. It seemed very visceral. There's a point where Buffy gets like kicked in the stomach, and it just felt very like not a
Yeah.
It didn't feel like a fantasy fight. It was like a proper like wee brawl. They like grab her and pull her into the alley, and Beyonce's like, "You go, my JC," and then digs her in the stomach.
Question?
You're on my ditty list. I wonder if anyone's made that.
Can you
Sorry,
not?
that made me laugh too much.
That was very good.
And then Angel shows up in the weirdest way possible by saying some sort of weird quote when he's like,
Good dogs don't.
but Angel gets sliced or stabbed in the stomach. It's hard to tell. And then Buffy, out of concern, grabs him and is just like, let's get the fuck out of here. So they run like fuck. And I just thought it seemed a wee bit pedestrian. Like running away from those vampires at a very normal runaway speed, and then running into Buffy's house and like closing the door. It just all felt very normal. Like, has anyone ever ran up to their front door and not taken at least 35 seconds to a minute to get their keys out of their pocket and in the door?
Yes.
I actually would have enjoyed if she dropped them and there was that suspense, but
No,
There
she got
wasn't.
it straight in first time.
the vampire gets his wee arm in the door right behind her, and I do like that. Obviously, we're gonna find out vampire related lore.
It's not a
in it.
secret. Anyone who's seen it does watch.
Oh yeah,
Or do you
that's
like to?
true.
Or do you like
Yeah.
to just keep it until we get to it?
Yeah, I do like to, but it's really not a secret at this point.
Angel's a vampire?
But Buffy obviously on the way as she's running in, she's like, like hurry up, like come on inside. It's very brief.
Yes, I heard that. I was looking for the invite.
Yeah.
I was looking for Angel's invite, and then I was like, "Come on in." I heard her say that.
Yeah,
And
very.
I was wondering, like, how is the vampire's arm able to come in, even though he's not allowed into the house?
It shouldn't be. That's the thing.
Fine. I actually just thought that was a bit of a mistake, and it was like, whatever.
Yeah.
It's just for dramatic effect.
Angel says a vampire can't come in unless it's invited. And then I just had this thought, well, why don't the vampires just burn down the house with her inside it? And then we get some goodies
My goodies, not my goodies.
where Buffy's like, take your jacket and shirt off to Angel.
So
And
does
we
he
see-
not like have super healing then? No, the vampires just
He does
die.
heal. He does heal quicker, but it's not like
okay.
doesn't like close up.
My thing is how she doesn't know he's a vampire when everyone else does.
Well, who else does?
Me.
So Angel's got a horrendous back tattoo,
It's a Mexican drinking worm.
which I can't really remember exactly what it's of, but it's like a weird bird or something, or like an Irish Book of Celts kind of looking.
Did they not say what it was? They
A
say in
swan?
the episode what it was. Was it not a crane or something, or like a what are the birds that the
It was a turkey,
an Egyptian
an
mongoose,
Egyptian rooster,
an Egyptian rooster.
and I just thought he's an absolute ride, and they're so cute together.
He
And then-
is so handsome. Like he just,
Yeah.
but he's just one of those people who just does that thing with looks, and you're like, God, I wish I looked like you. That's so good.
I'm gonna need a napkin to dry off my seat.
Their faces are so close when they're talking. And it's just like the tension
I
is
was
just
like-
so.
They
Palpable.
they obviously have them two. They obviously as actors, they as people have chemistry. Like
Yeah,
because even when I was watching, I was like, oh, it's so like electric in the air. You can feel like
yeah.
I'm not gay.
But I love when characters have that kind of chemistry where there's just like, ooh, like what's gonna happen?
their chemistry was so
Palpable,
palpable.
like
Emperor
Emperor
Palpatine.
Palpable. Oh my god, why are we the same person?
That's so good.
That is so funny. So Buffy's mum shows up, and Buffy's all like, "Oh, why don't you go upstairs and I'll like bring you some tea?" And I was just thinking, "Oh, good for Buffy. Her mum's finally home for a wee change."
Oh, it's not nice.
Yeah,
Let her wee daughter walk home on her own. Maybe she's
Yeah.
getting.
she could have given her a fucking lift. She's probably out getting her Buffy's mum's an Uber driver and she's been busy all night.
Imagine. That'd be so good.
Well, she was busy at the gallery. I think she does say that actually, like, oh, we're dead busy at the gallery or whatever.
Have you ever known it, like, an art gallery to be that busy?
No, and they always close like really early, and they usually change into like stationery shops and sell pencils or whatever.
Change into.
Yeah. Buffy's mum
They
works
were.
in the gift shop of the Ulster Museum. And she's like, my gallery that sells postcards of fucking Tutankhamun.
Tutankhamun.
Here?
Just smack that way, Sam.
Tutankhamun. Tutankhamun. That sounds like some sort of fart podcast. But yeah, so Buffy's mum annoys me again. The thing is, I actually genuinely love Buffy's mum, but the more I pick her apart for this podcast, the more I'm starting to be like, what an awful mum. Unless you listen, Christine Sutherland, then.
But like, it's not the actress, it's the
No, it
characters.
really is her mum. So it is.
You used to think that.
Sorry, this is how people on Reddit react to things. Like, see, if I was one of Buffy's friends, I would call CPS straight away to be like, why is she not looking after her?
Be careful going after the Redditors, because
I'm also a Redditor, so...
Well, I know, so you shouldn't be surprised they're all mental.
Yeah, to be fair, they are. So,
and I love them for it.
So you know, from now on, there's going to be wind chimes instead of beeps when it comes to the swearing.
I'm going to stick up for that, gentlemen, because the beeps, as I was driving my car, were high
that's why I'm
pitched as
saying
fuck.
I'm going to change them. I'm going to change it to a nice noise. Maybe like...
I think it should be your wee low sex noise. That's what it should be like.
See, I think it'd be better if it was like,
or Lowry.
But once I finally master, we'll be fine.
You
master.
You're never mind. Masturbate.
Once I finally.
So yeah, her mum goes up to bed. Is this the bit where her mum's like walking up the stairs, but then Angel pops in?
That's it. But first of all, when Buffy's like, go upstairs, I'll make you some tea or whatever, and Buffy's mum's like, that's sweet. What did you do? Like,
yeah.
How would you know? You're never home. You fucking
wonderful mother.
Sorry. So yeah, Angel comes out.
Hi.
I don't know why he thought this was a good idea.
Just hide.
And Joyce is like, it's a little late for tutoring. Like, it's a little late for your parenting. And Joyce obviously fancies him. But she does, because he's an absolute bride.
Yeah, how's she not? And he's about 25.
Hi.
Joyce is like, it's a little late for tutoring. And then I love when Buffy does her fake saying goodbye at the door.
That was good. I like that.
I wrote Buffy fake saying goodbye and I'm horny. And I wrote Angel's gonna sleep on the floor, aka my face. Sorry, my This is all
You've written a floor on your head.
It was ever since they were having conversation in the kitchen, I've been like rock hard, ready to go for them. And this was a parallel that I absolutely loved from Never Kill a Boy on the First Date, where Buffy's getting changed and Angel completely just does not even think about looking. It's not even a twinge in his mind. He's completely a gentleman the entire time, and I just absolutely love it.
Yeah, that was a good. That's a very good juxtaposition. I never spotted that. That's a good
Yeah, I just thought it was great because it seemed so, and I love that this whole bedroom scene is lit just by like the light from the window, which I thought was really nice.
I thought it was really
Joyce's
nice.
mom was outside smoking a cigarette, and it's lit by her cigarette on the street, coming through the window.
I thought that was the smoke, the nice little smoke-filled evening. It's her just smoking a joint out the back.
And then Angel does what I do on most first dates and absolutely trauma dumps.
What does your family think of your career choice?
They're dead.
And then he says to her, he says to her, which I thought was so sweet. He's like, "You even look pretty when you go to sleep," and it's just like, he's just so complimentary in a nice, wholesome way.
But how does he know?
No, because he said when you go to sleep, like you're gonna go to sleep.
Oh, I thought it implied he'd watched her sleep before.
No, I don't think he. Although that does become a thing.
Spoilers.
But I don't think at this point that is what he's kind of mentioning.
Okay.
I think it just. I really like whether it was intentional, the way his kind of flirtation with Buffy is underlined with this really wholesome kind of.
This.
Yeah.
Well, he's from a different era. Like he's from a different time. Like essentially, you're having someone who's from like the 19th century. Is that what he's from? Or 17th something?
I would get confused about centuries.
It's always a year after, so it's 17th something. It's the 18th century.
Okay, so yeah, so
we're 2024, so we're in the 21st century.
Oh yeah, so he's from this. He was born in the 17th, so he's 18th century. Oh, contra. Oh, oops, we've just spoiled it.
Angel's a killer.
Buffy's pillowcase does not look comfortable. I don't know if we've talked about this before, but it's like a doily. Like a doily.
Oh, no, we haven't, but that's awful. You're going to wake up with a real fucking pattern in your face.
I know, that's what I would really love. I would really love if they just stuck to the realism of it, and like Buffy wakes up and she's just got a doily face all day, and the whole episode is just about waiting for that swelling to go down.
Yeah, the imprints is slowly but surely disappearing, and they keep having to force it onto your face in between each scene. Sarah Michelle Gellar's like, getting forced.
Yeah, it just looks so uncomfortable. And I love that Buffy asks Angel if he snores, and he's like, "Oh, no one's really been in a position for a while to tell." And it was so cute.
Sweet. That was really nice. He's very vulnerable.
Yeah,
which is surprising because he's supposed to be this and jealous, like
horrible monster.
Whatever. Yeah. But he's like very sweet or something, and he plays it really well. He's very believable.
Yeah,
and he wasn't an actor before this.
No.
That's mad, isn't it?
And it was just really nice, their interaction, and Buffy in the bed and him being on the floor and him being like, "Oh, I've slept in worse." I'm just like,
so sunny.
Yeah, I've slept with worse. I've literally had husbands who wouldn't let me sleep in the same bed as them, so YOLO, you know. I've only had one husband, just the fact check for the episode. And then we cut to the library, and I love that Willow's like so into it. Willow's like, "Oh, I think it's like so romantic."
Did he,
Perfect gentleman.
And Xander's just being a dick, as per usual.
I wish they'd hurry up and move on.
I know, it won't happen for the rest of the
season. Is he also, I'm going to call something, and I genuinely don't know if this happens. He gets a girlfriend and turns into a bigger dick.
No.
Oh, I knew where that happens sometimes. Whenever like the piney guy gets a girlfriend, it's like my girlfriend and my girlfriend and my girlfriend. And I like hate that.
For all the people that have already watched and know what happens in season 2.
I just call him something?
This nod's for you. No, it's not, but I can't wait for you to find out who Xander's girlfriend is.
Oh, right, okay.
But it's not the thing that makes him get over Buffy.
Right, okay.
He gets over Buffy when she continues to ignore him. So yeah, Xander's been a dick, and then Giles comes out in this absolute banging, super well fitted cardigan. He looked so fit.
Yeah, he looked great. I love his outfits, and I actually was like, Kira pointed out that his outfit. Kira's also assisting me, and she said his outfit's amazing. And I'm like, you secretly want me to dress like Jared's? And the smirk on her face was like, she just really wanted to dress like an old fucking English.
You look good. You look good in formal wear.
I know, but it's just so expensive and warm.
I'm
too fat. I need to get some fucking injections.
Heroin
injections, yeah. Apparently, you never see very many fat heroin people.
Yeah, so Giles is in this beaut cardigan that's like a sexy cardigan corset, and he is telling us about these 3 warrior vampires. And basically, to paraphrase, he tells Buffy that the Master is absolutely fucking raging, that she's killing all of his friends.
How does he know?
I don't know, but it's funny. I think he basically is like, "Oh, no doubt the Master's raging that you're killing all his friends." So I don't know if I paraphrased in his accent. But yeah, he knows because the Master sent the 3 after Buffy, and the 3 are such a formidable trio.
Okay, you can assume then that he's raging.
Question?
The master's being dead cute with Colin, and he's teaching him about the value of like taking a life, because the three are there and they're like, we failed you, take our lives in penance.
The taking of a life, I'm not talking about humans, of course, is a serious matter.
Basically, we have to kill these three just because I would have been like, listen, she's a little bitch and she ran away, and you're a vampire too, so obviously you know I couldn't get into your house.
What was the justification for that again? I can't remember.
I think he was
Is
just
it
trying
any-
to he was teaching Colin a lesson about taking life and why it's important to not have failure or whatever. And that's when he gives Darla the stakes and or the big stick, and she stakes him, and she's just like demented behind him, like she staked him right down the ways. But let's not get into the physics or the whatever. But
Yeah,
it was like
saying.
that's not what where she should have stick them. We cut to Buffy and she's doing weapons training in the library, and she wants to use the crossbow, Chekhov's crossbow.
Check out these babies.
Chekhov's crossbow. I love to see it. Also, I always think of Buffy and the crossbows for some reason. So is this like our first few? I don't know why I'm surprised that it's only appearing now.
It's quite a famous. There's a lot of famous imagery, I think, of Buffy with the crossbow. Like, so this is the first time. I love that we're getting to see her use it, and it's such a funny thing to be like. It's weird that she's still so in the infancy of her training.
Or training, sorry.
But I love that when she gets the crossbow, she's like, "Hello, flying fatality."
See, I like her. I can put up with her wee cheesy one-liners for some reason more than. Yeah, again,
because she's charismatic. And Giles gives her the quarterstaff instead, and she's like,
Giles, 20th century? Not gonna be fighting Friar Tuck.
And then when Giles is like, okay, well, put on your pads, and Buffy's like, I'm not gonna need pads to fight you. Which I thought was so funny. She's being such a wee bitch. And then Giles is like, all right, let's go. And then Buffy literally beats the shit out of him.
I like that scene.
And I love when she puts her wee stick on him, and she's like,
let's move on to the crossbow.
So Buffy goes home. Sorry, how exciting. Buffy goes home after school. And Angel's in her room, and Buffy brings him a bag, like a Ziploc bag of food.
Oh, that's right.
So initially my thought was, why couldn't she just literally have brought the plate up, unless Buffy's mum has a rule like no eating in your room.
Yeah.
However, upon a little research online, I did find that there was a deleted scene where Buffy was having dinner with her mum, and she distracts her mum by asking her about like, oh, are those new curtains? And while her mum's talking, she puts the food off her plate into a Ziploc bag.
Oh, right, okay. So we don't get to see that bit done.
Yeah. So not that it really matters, but I just thought it was such a strange thing to offer someone. I mean, I'd probably still eat it, but just to offer someone a bag.
Would you not love to live in a house big enough where you could hide one of your mates all day without your man knowing that they were in the house? Could you imagine me being able to hide you in my house?
Yeah. I mean, no one could really hide me anywhere. Unless it was like, I just stand
in a different country.
I just stand in place of the fridge because I'm the same shape.
Not for long, though.
I will be skinny.
I just stand in place of the useless fucking fat bastard son. So Buffy's like, what did you do today? And Angel's like, oh, I read a little bit. And Buffy thinks that he means that he read her diary. And then she has this cute little meltdown that is so funny. And she's like, you read my diary? She's like, hunk can mean a lot of things, bad things.
When it says that your eyes are penetrating, I meant to write bulgy.
Buffy.
And A doesn't even stand for angel for that matter. It stands for Ahmed, a charming foreign exchange student. So that whole fantasy part is...
But I thought it was so funny. It's like, I loved her little crazy rant that she went on. It was brilliant.
Yeah.
And Angel says to her, like, I didn't read it. Your mum came in and she moved it. I'm like, where did he hide whenever she was...
Yeah, I was wondering that. Maybe he could just...
doing it. Yeah, so Angel says he wants to kiss Buffy. And I wanted to ask you about this, actually, because I just wanted to ask your thoughts on the idea of, do you think when you tell someone you want to kiss them that it makes it less hot or exciting?
Yes, but not in this scenario.
Yeah.
Because he was putting the brakes on. She was running past him, and he was just going, I want to kiss you too. Do you know what I mean? So it was like he was doing the gentlemanly thing where he was being vulnerable as she's now just made herself vulnerable. I didn't know I thought all that until right now. But in the moment, I didn't mind the choice that he says that. But in real life, no, you don't fucking say. I've definitely done that before when I was younger.
Well, that's why I was asking,
because
I know that I've done that with being like,
I've definitely done that.
I'd like to kiss you, and thinking that is like romantic or not hot, but thinking that it's like sweet or whatever, and then
kills crack
afterwards. Then being like, oh, if you're going to do it, just fucking do it. Like, right?
Now, are we still going off your ex-husband here? Because
no, I've kissed many other a frog too.
Fair.
He's not the only deadbeat person I've snubbed. No, I'm joking. Martin wouldn't even kiss me because I was so disgusting.
You're
I've kissed so many sexy people.
So many what?
Actually, just so everyone knows, I've kissed loads of sexy people.
Yeah, you just have never met them. They were in a different town.
Yeah.
It was in the caravan.
No, I'm one of those people like that. I know what you're all thinking watching this. I probably would just go with anything that would be happy to go with me. However, I have impossibly high standards for someone who looks like this. So
I can vouch for this. You always rope in a hottie, like.
Yeah.
You're always got a hottie hanging out of you.
Yeah.
Like a wee
hanging
tail.
out of me, hanging in me. Yeah.
What are you joking? Like you're at the bottom.
Squeeze me? Oh no, you dick.
I'm the bottom. Excuse me. That's the name of this podcast. I'm verse.
Are you?
No, I'm verse actually.
Are you?
Yeah. So yeah.
Last time we.
I was the bottom. I was the bottom when your dad
Made love to me.
Stop saying that word.
Only joking. When your dad
Made love to me.
Angel says he wants to kiss her, but he is older, and Buffy's like, how much older? And this is literally me at 16 going out with every old thing that existed.
Yeah, you literally had fucking.
That's probably why. I wouldn't be surprised if I literally was just going after these old married men. That sounds. Actually, I guess that's what
True.
it was.
That's exactly.
But it makes it sound. It's different now that I am this same age as what they were.
Yeah, could you imagine? This is where you start having. This is where my head starts like. You start thinking about how old you really were at that age, because when you see other people who are that age, maybe your own nephews and stuff, like you'd be like, you definitely weren't in the right headspace. You think you were, but like you were not, and it's not mad. Not
like
to say that.
Yeah, it is mental. Like thinking of like being picked up from school and having relationships with people that are like older men, but them not thinking that it's like a weird thing to pick up their boyfriend from school or whatever. Their boyfriend.
Can I ask one of those questions that I'm too scared to really ask, but I feel I'm feeling like vulnerable, and I think I can ask it here?
Yeah.
And this could be cut, of course, but is that a thing within gay culture?
Homophobe.
That sort of bringing through the youth, and like it, because like how I imagine it is if you come out as gay. I don't know if it's as much nowadays, but when you came out as gay, you were the only person in our whole school of like 1,000 people that was gay, which is not true because you bucked so many people at school. So you just weren't out or whatever. But so then I'm like, is there sort of like you finally admit that, and then you go to these new places that only people who have, and then so you need to learn the ropes or something. I don't know whether that's. But then, do you also get people who are pedophiles who are coming in trying to get young boys?
Well, yeah, that is the thing too, and I think there's also, especially potentially with closeted people, because this is the thing. Like, the person I'm referring to, like had a wife and everything, but around me and probably even in like public, they weren't like closed off about being affectionate or doing stuff in that way.
Oh, they're self-destructive
because it was so far removed from like where their married life existed.
Okay.
And I guess they just
Interesting.
thought it would look, because we had worked together, it looked harmless or whatever. Or maybe they thought
Fair.
it looked harmless. But there's definitely that exists in the like there is like this unhealthy obsession with youth, and I think that does turn into older people dating younger people to kind
Yeah.
of hold on to that. But I do think that exists in the straight world too. Obviously, lots of kind of lecherous men like to go with promiscuous teenage girls because they're discovering and they don't
Well,
have.
think of every week in our school who went with the DJ, and I'm like, they're all like 28. It's like they're all grown ass men going with 16-year-olds. It's so fucking creepy.
Yeah, it's funny though because Kelly, despite being a mad slag, sorry Kelly, I'm only joking. She never went with an older man. All of her
You know,
boyfriends were all
she
boy
like-
age.
She liked the younger fella.
Are you talking about
Not
Fenton?
me,
Oh,
not
are you
me,
talking about
like-
you? Or
No,
Fenton
not
Shady?
me. Definitely
Never
not.
I shouldn't tell this story, but I won't. But I did message Kelly to say that I had talked about her in the last episode. I talked about her stealing everyone's boyfriends, and she was like, "I didn't. People stole my boyfriends." I was like, "All right, slut." She's like, "You were a bigger slut than me." I was like, "How dare you?"
She's right, but you did it in behind closed doors.
Sometimes open
toilets.
doors, and sometimes with her boyfriend. Anyway, sorry. So yes, Angel says he wants to kiss her, but he's older. And then Buffy and Angel have their first kiss, and
It's a good kiss.
it's so cute. Yeah, she gets stuck in. She is literally tonguing his hippocampus.
Am I right in saying that it built? Was it like?
Yeah,
it wasn't just like it was.
It wasn't just like it was
like,
kind of.
It felt real. It seemed
Yeah,
like
it did. It felt like a nice real kiss, except they both had their eyes closed. Which I keep mine open so I can see.
And your arms by your side, and your eyebrows flat.
Actually, probably that is the. No, I'm quite a tonguing kisser.
I'm not surprised.
But
You're
I'm
a
a
tonguey talker.
But I'm a good amount of tonguey kisser. I've only ever heard that I was.
You have a massive tongue.
A good. I don't really. Oh yeah, it looks massive on camera. So yeah, girls, email me.
What, for outfit events?
You bitch!
So Angel pulls away because he's all like shy and nervous or whatever, or so we think. And Buffy's like, "Baby, what's wrong?" And Angel turns around and he's like, and Buffy screams.
That, I was like, me and Kira both were like, wow.
It was a good scream.
It was a fucking great scream, but
And
I wasn't
she-
expecting her to
And
scream.
she hates screaming. I see
Oh, really?
other screams that are in the series. They've been ADR'd because I think she just doesn't like screaming.
I felt like it wasn't 80 yard.
No, but that one felt real. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
It was so.
But it was like such a right. I thought she was going to say something witty. I didn't expect her to scream. The scream really took me to be like, fuck, that was a
Yeah.
Joss Whedon. I didn't expect that.
Yeah, Angel vamps out and flings himself out the window because that's the only way how you deal with a bad first kiss.
That's what I did.
From experience. So we cut literally straight away to the next day at school, and I love that Buffy, Xander, Willow, and Giles are just walking, and Buffy's just talking about this like dead loud, as if it's not a thing. So it's so funny. She just said in front of everyone, like 1 minute we were kissing, and then the next, he's being a mad vampire, and she's having her whole existential crisis, and she's like, "Can a vampire be a good person?" And Xander
Giles
is
is like, no.
yeah.
Was it Xander? I thought Giles was like, no.
No, yeah.
The demon
Giles-
takes his soul and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, Giles is like basically once a monster, always a monster. XOXO Gossip Girl. And then Xander says, "You're in love with a vampire," and we get our nice little appearance from Cordelia because it's you think that she's heard. She's like, "What?
You're in love with a vampire? What, are you out of your mind?
What?
But it's actually not, and she's actually talking to this other girl. She's like, "Where did you get that dress?"
Do you know how much this dress cost? Is this a knockoff? This is a knockoff, isn't it? Some cheesy knockoff. This is exactly what happens when you sign these free trade agreements.
It's a
And the
knockoff,
dress,
right?
But like the dress choice, it's not like they both wore like, you know, the way whenever Primark or like Tesco bring out that jacket that everyone's going to wear this winter, or that thing, and everyone's wearing a similar type of thing. It's like that dress was very specifically loud as fuck. And like, the fact that 2 of those was sold in one town blows me away.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, because it's an actual proper designer. I think that's why as well. She's like, this has got to be a knockoff, right? And she's like, this is what happens when you sign free trade agreements.
I heard that too. Like, what a random.
It's so
Her
funny.
jokes are always really weirdly adult.
Yeah, they're
really
brilliant.
Like, they're always like jokes you hear like, oh, well, maybe this is I'm maybe meta-ing something that doesn't exist, but like, she sounds like someone who's just hearing her parents say things and just repeats it in school the next day as if she's saying it like an adult. But she's just like, obviously she's heard her dad going like, I'm saying dad because like, why would a woman be interested in a free trade agreement? How fucking chauvinistic am I?
You chauvinist pig!
So we see Angel's flat. That looks like it's the basement of a tower block in Beaver.
Yes, it does. Yeah, at the bottom. Yeah, the very basement.
But I love that Angel's like, who's there? And Darla's there. And I love, now we're starting to get a little bit of an idea of what the dynamic is between Darla and Angel. And Angel's like, oh, it's been a while. The last time I saw you, you were wearing kimonos.
Kimonos, that's right. I like this scene.
Yeah, I love this scene.
I like this backstory, get a bit more dark. This is why I'm a bit disappointed later on.
Yeah.
Because I was really enjoying this chemistry between them two, and this, well, obviously you're going to tell us what happens and where the relationship came from.
Well, we don't like really find out loads yet, but over the course of Buffy, we do get like more flashbacks and stuff where you.
Oh, right, okay, we get more, did learn more about.
Yeah, so we learn more.
Wait, he's Irish, isn't he?
Yes. Yeah, well, and he does a fake Irish accent and everything.
Oh no! Just let him do an American one.
Yeah, no, it's quite funny.
How do you Becky? And
I love that Darla's like,
is there anything better than a natural disaster?
I can't handle that voice.
He's so funny. And I love that she basically is like, you're trying to be one of them, but you're not one of them, but you're also not one of us. So she opens the blinds and tries to burn the fuck out of him. But I actually wrote, oh my god, Darla looks like Trina, specifically in this one scene, and I'll do a side by side, but she really looked like her, but now I'm just fucking obsessed with Trina.
Can we have Darla superimposed on Christina Aguilera?
Oh yeah.
With you singing in Darla's voice?
I'm over you. Give me some real time.
That's your challenge for next week. I want to see that at some point on the Instagram.
Darla says something so funny. I had to pause because I was laughing so hard, and I don't think it's really that funny. But she like opens Angel's fridge, and she's like, "Oh, you know, you're not a human or whatever." She's like,
"You're not exactly living off quiche."
I know, with quiche. I laughed at that thing.
I was just like, "Oh my god!"
No teenager. Although it's not teenager, but why quiche? What a choice.
Just so funny. I love that the writers were clearly like, what's an adult thing? What's a thing that adults eat? Oh, quiche.
Quiche.
And then it reminded me of Quiche Lorraine, and then it made me think of that song, you know, by Billy Myers, Kiss the Rain, how it says like, Quiche Lorraine. Kiss Lorraine, whenever you need me. Quiche Lorraine. Oh, I'll tell a personal story about that song in here. Me and Kelly used to love that song when we were younger, and we would, you know, when you would put your tape into the recorder and how you could record your voice through the radio.
Yes.
So we used to have our personal one with like the sound system, and so we used to play the Billy Myers song on the sound system, and then we would record ourselves singing it on the personal one, and then we would pester my mom and dad to listen to us singing it. I just don't think they ever did.
Please find that tape. That'll have to be in your man's house somewhere.
It would be amazing
if
it was there. And we also used to, me, Kelly, and Amanda used to play in our kitchen. When I think about it now, it's the memory of it is like, it was like a big arena. It was like, you know, we had, you know, that kind of metal tiled floor or like fake tiled floor that's really slippy.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
So it's probably just Lino. So
It is Lino. I think it is Lino.
So we used to just like put our socks on and dance around and play the cassette of like Spice Girls' first album, and we would do like Spice Girl dances and stuff in the kitchen. But me and yeah, I was always Ginger Spice, and then other times we would do the Bodyguard soundtrack, and we would pick the songs that we wanted to perform, and I was always Queen of the Night. Darla's just being all over Angel, and she's like, "Oh yeah," and then this is where we find out some key information, and I like that it's just dropped in there, like it's not anything. When she's like,
Talk to her about the curse.
and it's like, what fucking curse?
What fucking curse?
What fucking curse?
Curse ma.
Curse. Curse?
Cursive writing.
Curse. I'm trying to think of curse sounds like other words, but it
No, I
doesn't.
think you're thinking of that handbag Michael Curse.
From top to toe, it's a mess.
So we cut to the library, and Giles gives us the lowdown on Angel and basically tells us that he's from Ireland and his name was Angelus, which means the one with the angelic face, and that he's 240 years old-ish.
Because you're very, very old and it's gross.
And then Giles just gives us a wee bit of history where he's just basically like, he leaves Ireland and he comes to America, and about 100 years ago he started like being an absolute mad recluse. And then we see Darla with the Master, and Darla's wanting to kill Buffy, and the Master says that Angel was the most vicious creature that he ever met. And I think it's just kind of, I like that they're including there that the Master knows who Angel is, just getting that little bit of history in there. And they
And
kind
also
of
just a bit more like depth to the characters and
Yeah,
stuff. Like
building
why
the
Angel
world.
knows more than he knows and stuff.
building the world a wee bit, because
Yeah.
obviously we saw Darla earlier, but we don't know what Darla's relationship to Angel is, and we don't know what the Master's relationship to Darla is
Mhm.
yet. But they kind of implied that they're trying to get Angel to kill Buffy.
Why would he kill her if he feels for her?
To keep her from killing him.
So Willow's helping Buffy with her studying. And I love this kind of funny line when she's like, when did the reconstruction begin? And Buffy's like, after the construction that was shoddy, so they had to do the reconstruction.
That was good.
Which was funny. And then Willow kind of tells her this little romantic fantasy she has about Xander kissing her. And it is cute. It is cute listening to Willow, but it's annoying listening to her talking about Xander because she's just too good for him.
I know, it's like she's that mate. It just keeps going back to the guy, and then he gets married to him.
Yeah. And Buffy's trying out some new fucking slang, and she's like,
If you want Xander, you've got to speak up, girl.
"You gotta speak up, girl." I'm like, it feels dead weird hearing a white girl call someone else girl.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, girl?
Yeah, girl.
It was just, if you like him, you gotta speak up, girl. I was like, okay, so his toxic masculinity is not okay for you, but it's okay for Willow.
Yeah.
And I love that, but they're just sitting talking back and forward, and Buffy's like obviously so smitten with Angel, and she's like, no, okay, no, I can't like think about him because I just love him so much, but now I'm gonna have to kill him. And I love that we see in the background Darla's just hiding in the stacks of like the library.
Yes, but do you not see how the like camera got weird? Anyway,
It felt a bit like a scene from like The Office where they cut to someone like listening to someone else.
But that's because it was on like a
kind of handheldy.
Yeah, it felt handheldy.
It was quite funny. And Darla just looks absolutely raging. And I just wrote here, like, I love that Buffy's reaction is so real, the way she's talking about how she needs to like stop thinking about him, like she's so like besotted by him. It just felt so real. Then I wrote, Buffy's in luck. Joyce is home 2 nights in a row. Personal best.
You're really shitting on Joyce these days.
And I love her too, which is so funny. And the best part was like, Joyce is like, you know, walking around the house or whatever, and then she walks past the door, and then she sees Darla's face in the door window, like her full out vampire face. And it kind of is like meant to be a tense little scene, I guess, where Joyce is walking around the house, and then she opens the door to Darla, And I love that Darla's just like,
I'm here to help Buffy study.
but Joyce mega overshares. I said, actually, Joyce tells Darla she's committing tax fraud. But I think she's just like, oh, I've been battling with the IRS all night.
That's one of those American things because they have to do their own taxes, don't they, every year?
And I love that Joyce is so, like, I bet her mum to Darla than what she is to Buffy. And she's like, can I get you something to eat? Like, do you want anything to drink?
But you never got, like, your ma was like that? Your mum looked after your mates better than she looked after you?
Yeah. Like when she bust out the good biscuits for people who don't deserve them. We see Angel, he comes up to Buffy's door, but he goes to walk away again. That's when we hear a scream. Yeah, Angel kind of bursts in the back door and Joyce is like holding Darla like in her arms. And she's like,
I just had a little.
It's just this whole like overly
just have a little?
Yeah, just the overly dramatic scene where she's like,
you just had a little.
But that, of course, is literally like the moment right when Darla flings Joyce over to Angel, and then Buffy happens to walk in. And I love
thought this was very clever.
Yeah, like her shocked kind of look. And then I love that it cut to the act break, and then when the next act break comes up, it's Angel flying through like the living room window. If you come near my family again, I'll kill you. For me, it was like I was wondering why Angel doesn't automatically correct her, but I think we'll get into more of that a wee bit later.
Yes, because I have some questions with this. I think.
Oh, good. That's what I like to hear. So, Jerry, so like Joyce ends up in the hospital, and Xander and Willow are there, and Giles is there, and I love that Joyce is like, the doctor thinks I slipped and cut my neck on a barbecue fork. I was like, oh yeah, I accidentally fucking slipped and fell on the end of this brush pole.
And then fell up and down loads of...
I kept falling up and down. And I kind of like Joyce's wee like hospital moment where she's like, why is your librarian here?
Yeah, I know. That made me laugh though. It was like, that's such a good school. I was like, class.
The teachers really care at this school. Well, that's good, Joyce, because you obviously don't give a fucking shit because you're never home.
This right here, this scene, this bit, out of all of the Buffys, all the bits that I've watched with Kira, with the big fucking teacher's pet, with the big flipping praying mantis woman, this was where she says, nah, this isn't believable. She's a teacher. So the idea of a teacher visiting the school's child's parent at the hospital, she's like, I'd be so weird. There's so many safeguarding issues. It's like, Kira, she's literally fighting vampires, and that's the bit that you can't get your head around.
Yeah, and to be fair, not even a teacher, a librarian.
I know. But it's like, you don't really want your kids to be mates with the janitor. Do you know what I mean? Because he's usually selling them drugs.
Although Ray was cool.
Ray was cool.
Remember
Ray?
Yeah, he was so cool and so good.
Actually, I knew you were gonna say you can't just be one. You can't just.
No, but that's not
sex with you.
But no, someone can be good
classic
without...
misogynistic man.
No, that's just having eyeballs. He was hot as balls, and he was really nicely tanned, and he was really nice.
He was really nice. Always wore shorts. That's all I remember.
You did.
I knew you were gonna.
Yeah, I loved when he wore shorts because he always went running or something, or he led running club in school. Oh, don't know.
Pardon you.
My phone just vibrated.
But I'm on the podcast. Who's texting
you? Your mum. She wants to know why my tongue is not up her hole. Giles is wearing a lovely wee butte paisley patterned scarf just for the people that are into the fashion of the episode.
Love that. I actually did love that. I noticed that was the outfit that I was like, you wish I wore that outfit, didn't you? Because he has that classic opera singer scarf.
Yeah.
Like he's just going to the opera or going to a show.
Yeah, that was it. Anyway. So Giles is going to the opera. Buffy's having a wee spiral. She's spiraling out. And I love that it cuts to Buffy. She's like loading up. She knows that she's got to kill Angel or whatever. And it's like when she's loading up her crossbow, it's like Terminator 2 music, you know.
I know, really, really dramatic.
Corner.
And we all know she's not going to.
Well, do we? Well, yes, we do, because it's the
Yeah.
25th anniversary of Angel, the TV series. And I love that it's like Darla's just like taunting Angel more, and we get this cut scene basically with like Buffy practicing shooting the crossbow, and I love that she shoots a picture that says "smoking sucks."
I think I can understand one.
I was like, her target practice was pure shite because it was just like way off to the side.
Yeah.
And then Darla is basically saying the vampire version of "Live, Laugh, Love" when she's like,
Kill, feed, live.
and she's like,
You're hurting me. That's good too.
Oh, it's just.
I love her. I think
You
Julie's
do. I actually love her too. She's amazing. She's like so good in this episode.
I think it's just like even watching season 1, knowing that, well, she dies in this episode, and then people have watched it. I'll kill you. And then if you're a Buffy fan only, then that's kind of the end of Darla. But if you're an Angel fan, it's just like the depths to which they go. Probably one of the most well fleshed out and developed characters on the whole series. Their ghost. Buffy's walking around town with a crossbow.
That's such a good point. I never thought of that.
She's just walking around
Yeah,
town.
she's just standing about it.
No, I got scared. Like just cutting through fences. She's got a big mad crossbow on her, and she happens to be at the bronze, and that's when we hear a glass break inside the bronze. I mean, this is where I wonder, like, was this planned? Did they plan to break a glass? Not break a glass. I'm sure it was a window being smashed. Darla's making herself a Capri Sun, and she drops her glass. And I wrote here that I just love Buffy's wearing this pure glittery drag outfit, because she's got like a purple glittery top and she's wearing black leather trousers.
Oh yeah, she's really dressed like going out. She's wearing out clothes.
Yeah, she's dressed. She's
pre-formal clothes.
She's Buffy the Vampire Slayer. You know Buffy means business when she puts on her leather trousers.
Oh yes, that was a real. Oh yes.
Rope.
No, big fan.
Someone on Reddit said to let you know that Buffy invented a lot of tropes. So when we're talking about tropes,
actually,
to make sure that we place the proper respect on the tropes, but I don't think they realize that when we say trope that we're not meaning it in a like, oh, this is so obvious. It's more just we're talking about it after our 20 years having watched TV.
Oh no, sorry.
Yeah, I think we're going to say, are we saying the same thing?
Yeah, that we're sort of respecting the fact that
yeah.
Now we've 20 years of watching TV going like, oh my god, that's where it started, or that's like
yeah.
It's also like when you go back and watch,
because we're not being like, oh, this is not original because EastEnders did this last week.
No, not at all. I actually find, and I think I'm constantly saying how like I can see where other vampire Twilight is definitely taking so much from Buffy.
Yep, so Buffy's competing in RuPaul's Drag Race, and then Joyce is talking.
You can't. I hear when you do. You start it and you find a little thing that you throw in and expect me to stay here. Yes, sorry, that was great.
And then Joyce is talking to Giles basically, and Giles kind of says this cute thing about Buffy, about struggling with history, and he's like, well, Buffy very much lives in the now, and history is very much of the then. And that's when Joyce mentions that Buffy's friend Darla was over, and then Giles runs out of the room.
Darla
boosts the fuck out of the room because he realizes that he's like, oh dear, we have a problem. But yeah, we get some slow-mo running and awkward jumping for a while here. Not the best.
Yeah.
Not the best fight. Same.
Who is she fighting?
Angel. First.
Why?
Why is she fighting Angel? Well,
why is Angel fighting her?
Okay, yeah, exactly. So we know why
That's
Buffy...
my question.
Okay. Because for me, it's kind of... I think Angel's kind of resigned himself to the fact that, like, because of how he feels for her, they can't be together. And I think he's almost going there in, like, a self-sacrifice way, that he's going to let himself die.
Oh, like Death by Slayer? Like,
Yeah,
you know,
pretty
like
much.
Death by Cop, but like Death by Slayer?
Yeah, I think it's just like a thing where if he realizes that this, because I guess we're gonna establish that like he really loves Buffy, so he thinks if they can never be together and this is all gonna be so complicated or whatever, it might just be better for her to kill him.
Yeah.
And I think
I kind of
that's
got that, but oh no, yeah, you're right. Of course, it plays that he literally waits. He's like, do it or something. Is there a point at the end of the fight?
yeah,
No.
yeah, no, yeah, you're right. Because that's when he drops his vampire face, and
Yes.
Buffy
Oh,
asks,
sorry, can I just interject there? Is that
yeah,
our first time that we see it actually happen? Do you know what I mean?
in the show or for
I
Angel?
think we've only ever seen it come in like this. I don't think we've ever seen the special effects turn it. I think that's the first time I've seen the forehead go from forehead wrinkles to no forehead, or the opposite.
Darla does in the
in the
first
first episode.
episode,
That's right, she does.
and not just the Turner. It's in the mausoleum.
That's right,
when
she
she's-
does. I
when she's
think
like,
that might be
Not
the
until
only
we're
other.
fed.
I think that might be the only other time obviously that
Yeah.
was a really expensive
Yeah,
piece of.
I think you're right. It is one of the first times
Because I
that we
noticed.
see.
The only reason why I'm saying is because I noticed it.
Yeah, I think also the dark lighting and stuff kind of contributes to how good it looks because they can get away with a bit more. I quite like the way it's all. I'm really loving how kind of dark season 1 actually is now that we're rewatching
It is pretty, but it's so funny. I have two like distinct memories of Buffy, and it's that this first season, grimy, grungy, dark,
Yeah,
and then it's like the musical episode. Do you know what I mean? That's like where it's
Yeah.
really it's the color pops have got the proper budget, the proper staging. They've got like that's their set.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
all that sort of stuff. But anyway, sorry.
That's okay.
Although this is I was really like taken aback with the ending of this thing.
I think Buffy kind of sees through Angel's absolute horseshit, and she puts her crossbow down and she kind of walks over to him and like lifts her neck and like suck her. And then Darla comes in and she's like, it's the saddest thing in the world. And Buffy's like, that hair on top of that outfit. So good.
See, those are good catty slaggings. I like them when there's shit like that because it's like, that's not a vampire. You're just slagging off a vampire's outfit.
And I love when she's also like, just between us girls, you're looking a little worn around the eyes. Just like pure being an absolute bitch to her.
Love it.
And that's when Darla's like, I made him. Dun dun dun.
I thought that was quite.
Darla's Angel's sire, his maker, his mommy. Buffy flips up her crossbow, and I wrote, Darla exercises her First Amendment rights and pulls out a couple of Republican guns. And she's like, vote for Trump.
I forgot about the guns.
So many body parts, so few bullets.
It is. I don't know if I love it or hate it.
It's brilliant.
I love it. No, I love it. I love every bit of it. Because the second she whipped out,
Yeah,
the second she just goes like, and I got days. It's like it's so, but she also holds him like she's like a cowboy. Do you know what I mean? Like no one actually holds him. Pew 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 pew. It is so me and Kira burst out laughing at that bit. I was just like, that is, and I'm like, well, that's so smart. Yeah, of course. Like, why are you hand fighting her? Just fucking shoot her.
Yeah,
Bulls
exactly.
don't kill you; they kill her. Anyway,
And Buffy, this starts kind of a trend that we see in Buffy. Like Buffy hates guns.
oh really?
I mean, most people hate guns, but
Yeah.
when they do pop up every now and then, Buffy
She really
hates them.
doesn't like it. She's really, really like democratic.
Yeah,
Democratic.
yeah. Well, that's it. And Darla's just like, I want my guns. Fuck.
I want my guns. Fuck.
It's my First Amendment right to have my gun. Fuck.
Oh, be careful, because you don't want the First Amenders cracking up at you now, do you?
I don't
Yeah,
even,
maybe you do. Maybe you do.
I don't
We
even
don't
know
have
who
guns in
they
this
are.
country.
I'm exercising
You're not-
my Second Amendment, right? Actually, it
I
might
also
be
don't
Second
think they're
Amendment.
It
It's one
is
of the-
second.
It's one of
First
the
Amendment
amendments.
is freedom of
It's
speech.
freedom of speech.
Second Amendment's the
So I'm
guns.
exercising my First Amendment right to talk about Darla's Second Amendment right.
We don't have the first men around here in the UK.
And then Darla can't go to Texas to get an abortion after this. Yeah, Buffy shoots Darla in the stomach with a crossbow. And I love that Willow literally, like, he screams from the balcony, like, Buffy, it wasn't Angel that attacked your mama, it was Darla. It was like 5 minutes. 5 minutes
It's all
too
good.
late.
We got there.
Yeah,
we
we
good.
got there. I love this part where it's like Darla jumps on the pool table and Buffy pushes it and it's like skidding along the floor for ages. And Darla's just like...
Like from like an action film?
So funny. Just, it's like the table moves so fast and so far. I'm like, the room is 100% not that big.
Also, how strong is Buffy? That's my first. I was like, she's so... Well, the player...
And also, how many bullets can fit in the chamber of those guns? Because Darla hasn't reloaded once.
Yeah, that's also another one that was like...
So, second amenders, comment below. Let us know the maximum amount of rounds you can fit in one gun.
In those Glock 9s...
Were they Glock 9s?
I heard... No, I don't know, but I heard if you say wrong things on the internet, it forces people who can't help it but to comment the right things underneath. And it just causes you to get comments regardless.
Yeah. The Darla pulls out...
Yeah, it was definitely a Desert Eagle Glock 9.
Oh, I love a big Desert Eagle. A bullet from a Desert Eagle would have put a hole through Buffy's body. I know
you love pulling on Glocks?
Yeah. I'm a Glock sucker. Do you like that one? That tickled you?
I did like it. That tickled me. I like that.
And I really loved how this was kind of lit, like with the kind of strobe light.
The strobe I thought was great.
It was very effective. Yeah, that was it. Darla was like, I caught chlamydia and now I can't conceive. That was so funny.
No, actually, you know, you just made it. You just saying GCSE play. That whole scene felt like it was written by teenagers. No miss, we want guns in this bit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It felt like no, we want a gun
No
fight.
miss, let me have guns and then let me jump up on the table.
Nobody's up, miss.
And then miss, do a strobe because it'll be ironic. I love then there's the flashing lights. And then Angel stakes Darla from behind and she turns around. She's like,
to be fair, I thought there was a bit of emotion that was played emotionally a bit there.
Yes, you can see in Darla's eyes she's genuinely
like.
So I think when she realizes that she's so hurt, I think, and genuinely shocked or something to see that this is basically Angel saying that he's willing to kill his maker to protect Buffy.
Angel.
And that's a big...
Her destroyer, essentially. The destroyer.
That's kind of a big emotional theme of how much, Buffy means to Angel.
And also it felt like Angel felt it too. It felt heavy on his shoulders because he didn't seem to just walk off or something. Did he walk away after that?
Yeah, because he wasn't too fussed at first.
Yeah.
I mean, like the fact that Angel wasn't attacking Darla at the start. He was just letting Buffy fight her. So it did kind of play into the idea of he didn't really know what Angel was going to do. Yeah. But he looked gorgeous.
Oh, he did.
The whole time.
Oh.
And I actually, when Buffy starts to cry, actually, and that's why I wrote, like, Buffy is upset, and it's like, I couldn't tell if it's because she knows how hard that would have been for Angel to do, or if she's just, like, emotionally exhausted by the whole thing. But I love the idea of knowing that it's because it's a big thing for Angel to do. And then I wrote the Master's doing a Housewives of New Jersey, and he's flipping tables up in his up in his lair.
Coming to my trap!
Oh yeah, he starts crying, and then it gets this weird scene.
Yeah, he's absolutely fucking cracking up like fuck. And then Colin, his little gay nephew, I love his wee demonic voice, and he's just like, I don't know why I put this note like this. Colin and his wee demonic voice is like, she was a dickhead anyway. About
Yeah, but it's
Darla.
like,
She was weak anyway.
but he had. It's quite subtle, the voice thing that they did, because I was like, why does that wee lad have such a deep voice? And
It's like, why is Cher doing a guest role? Like, she was weak anyway. Oh. You don't care about Darla. Oh. Yeah, so Colin's basically like, she was an absolute dickhead anyway, so don't even be raging about it. And then the Master and Colin hold hands and go to play.
Yeah, that's what I was like. Are they going out to play?
We're laughing at. And then that's got us back at the Bronze for the post-fumigation party. And that's when Buffy's like, or Willow or Xander or one of them is like, what's the difference between the pre-fumigation and the post-fumigation party? And they're like, much hardier cockroaches.
That was a good joke. That was funny.
And the thing it brought up to me is I was concerned then about the fact that Buffy and everyone was in there while he was being fumigated and they potentially have serious poisoning.
I really hope they don't, because I want to watch the next episode.
Well, it spins off into Erin Brockovich. When Erin Brockovich comes to Sunnydale. She's like, Buffy Summers, 21 years old, only has one boob.
God, you really captured all of Erin Brockovich there and just
I know that was really... Martha Jones, 24, gave birth to a two-headed pterodactyl. I'm talking to you, bitch. That makes me want to watch Erin Brockovich, so it's such a good film.
Oh, I'm talking to you, bitch. It's so good. Yeah, I've watched it every so often. It's one of those like I love a good old legal film.
Yeah, I love legal things. What was I watching recently?
Spotlight. Spotlight.
I watched. Oh, I like Spotlight about the Boston. In Boston with the newspaper.
The priests.
Yeah, loved it. The priests were gorgeous.
You're in it. Do you ever see the scene
where the wee boy sucking off all the priests?
No, where she meets the guy in the cafe. And it's really like, oh my god, that's you. He always reminds me of you.
It's like, last night I don't like talking about my past. But they forced my hand to it. He's like, I'm not saying I just took that for praise.
What's the final button in this show? I can't remember the end of this episode.
Yeah, so Buffy and Angel, I love that they're like they're admitting to each other that they can't be anything and that one of them really needs to walk away, but neither of them do, and they kiss and it's so romantic.
So sway.
And I love that Xander's like, what's going on? As long as they're not kissing, and Willow's like, I love it. And
her face is pure doing that too. She's like,
yeah, she's so into. That's what I love about it. Like, she's so keen for them. It's like a real friend.
Yeah, just actually genuinely happy for her.
Yeah.
Unlike some mates who can't be happy for people.
Exactly. So then they say, "Oh, I'll see you around." I'm like, "I'll fucking see you in my bedroom in 20 minutes." See you around my fucking hole. I didn't even mean see you around my hole.
I know you didn't. I know. It just totally worked out.
And then the last scene we see is like Angel's got a burn where Buffy's cross necklace.
Oh, that was great. I love that.
And I thought that was a nice wee.
Oh, what did he said something before that though?
Burns.
No, he did. He says something. No, I actually want you to watch the very last bit. I think he says something to her.
It's just painful.
I think he says something else before that.
He goes.
That's it. That's what he says.
No, I think I would remember if he said something. Like Bernie. Like Bernie.
Barney.
He pushes her away. He's like, "You fucking burned me!"
Stop that. I love this episode. I thought it was amazing.
It was great. What did you think about?
I did not expect Darla to
die.
I didn't know she died. I didn't know. I was a wee bit annoyed about that. I really liked her. I thought she was. Yeah. Do you know why I really liked her? Because she actually seemed dangerous.
Yeah.
Everyone else in this doesn't seem very dangerous. Even the Master doesn't seem overly dangerous. I'm not scared of it, but she was the one that seemed dangerous. And that's why I was like,
I guess because she survived the longest out of all of the encounters with Buffy.
No, I know. I know, but I'm just like, we're still having to kill them.
No, but I don't even mean that in a pedantic way. I mean it more in a. I guess that's why you do think she's dangerous, because
Oh, yes, 'cause
if she's killing all the other vampires and Darla's the only one that survived
Yes, that's a good point.
so
Actually,
far. And I love that they've kind of. It does bring up an interesting question, obviously, now in this day and age about the age gap between Buffy and Angel, which is funny because Buffy's 16 and Angel's 242. And I'm like,
yeah, it's a bit of an age gap.
That was the same as me and my first boyfriend.
You're like not old enough.
I'm like, well, my boyfriend's 2000 because it's Jesus.
Jesus. Jesus. Well, I just thought the episode was amazing. I was surprised by the emotional beats.
Yeah.
That's the bit I was more surprised with. Like, yeah, the way, like, how we were surprised with Flutie's death and their reaction to it. I was a bit surprised by Darla's, because she's supposed to be a soulless demon. And when she gets killed, it's that, like, what is the word I'm looking for? The complete, like, the when you play, like, Wink Murder and you think it's not the murder the whole time, they were. It's just that complete, like...
Betrayal?
Betrayal, that's the word.
So we put our feelers out to our beloved fans and listeners to ask what they thought, whether this twist was as twisty as a twisty hurricane twist. And we had some interesting responses. So Dave, do you want to share one first?
Yeah, I have. This is from Colin. I sort of saw it coming. Only comes out at night, dressed like a goth. Seems to have a lot of inside knowledge about the goings on of vampires. He wasn't very subtle. Yeah, fair enough. But then in that same guys, Giles might also be. Oh, well, he's out during the day. Okay, fair enough, Colin.
Yeah, right. One of our listeners on Reddit called Nocturnal. Why did I have to pick one whose name I can't say? Nocturnal. Nice to the bus. I'm so sorry. You're going to need to correct me on how you're meant to say that. We knew something was up, but not what, and we were not expecting that. It was talk of gym class the next day for sure. That must be an American.
Yeah, gym class. Unless it's a class full of gyms.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got one for Rebecca. Even though I knew Angel turned out to be a vampire, just from common knowledge and watching a few episodes when I was younger, I physically jumped, in capitals, when he turned around in the scene and Buffy screamed. To be fair, I completely agree with Rebecca. The scream made that whole bit in jeopardy of it all. Anyway, it was such a good twist to the storyline because, of course, nothing can be easy for the Buffster. Of course, the Slayer has to fall for a vampire. I'm really interested to see how this unfolds. Thanks, Rebecca. Thanks, Rebecca.
We had a really interesting response from Own Faithlessness 769 on Reddit that said, I thought he was going to be an actual angel. Dumb in retrospect, but in my defense, season 1 David Boreanaz could easily be any Renaissance painting of the angel Gabriel. Which that's not dumb. That's actually such an interesting take.
Yeah, I'd imagine at the time if you were going like, oh, what are they going to do? Oh, they've got demons. Maybe you would assume that he might have been.
Actually, now that I think about that would have been a really interesting thing to have in Buffy. They never really go
bit charmed.
That route. Yeah,
bit too charmed.
Oh, that's right.
Bit charmy.
Yeah, for teleporting paramedics.
Okay, I have one more here, the last one here. Just watched it. Sorry, this is from Amanda. Just watched it. Watching it as a teen was different to now. Like, as a teen, you get caught in the romance of it. It was a big twist. A Slayer kissed a vampire, but I think is not as sort of expected almost. With experiences, you can normally see. With experience, you can normally see it. Hang on, let me start all that again. Sorry, I learned how to talk for the first time. Definitely nothing to do with the fact that Amanda doesn't really like full stops. Just watched it. Watching it as a teen was different to now. Like, as a teen, you get caught in the romance of it. It was a big twist. A Slayer kissed a vampire, exclamation mark. But I think as an adult, it's sort of expected almost. With experience, you can normally see it. As an experience, having been through
having kissed a vampire
before. Yeah, having kissed a vampire before. But I love the innocence of the teenage crush in this episode. It's so 90s vibes. Even Angel being older and technically an adult, he still acts like a teen Buffy fancied an older guy, but didn't realize it was 200 years plus.
Yeah,
fair enough. No, but I kind of know what you mean, because like when we were younger, it wouldn't have been weird for a girl who was 16 or 17 to be dating someone who was 20 or 21.
Oh,
22.
not at all. I remember girls who in my class were going out with people that were like 21, 22.
You're like, fine, you were just raging because you were 21 or 22. Well, you weren't because you were gay, but I would.
Yeah.
You were also going with the same 21, 22-year-olds that they were.
Yeah, I had my sucralose papa.
Sucralose. Splendid Papa.
Oh yes, Splendid Papa.
Thank you for you folks for writing in. Just if anyone does want to write in and ask us any questions, or if you have any feedback or any thoughts on any of the episodes, or just generally in Buffy, or I have a better one, any questions, anything that you think you could stump our Tony on, please write in to upthebuffpod@gmail.com, and we'll read them out, and we will take the piss out of you for writing into us. So please do. Thank you so much. Please write into us. I love you. I'll see you in the morning, folks. Thank you so much for listening to our podcast. This is how we actually do end our calls.
Oh yeah.
And we'll see you next time. Why are we waving?
I don't know.
We just want, like we want a caravan.
I'm the queen.
Keep waving.
Queen Latifah.
Have you ever seen the guy that waves like this? There's a wee old guy in a car and he waves like this. He doesn't know how to wave properly.
That's like Fiona
anyway.
when she's driving.
Love you guys.
Babes. Love you, baby.
Love you girlies. Bye.
Bye.